You're rolling. Welcome to Road Garage. This week we are mounting a running board. Notice mounts. What I have done is I have welded nuts, flange nuts, to the inside, and I had marked out where my brackets were, and then I've now put the bolts and little pieces of tube, some raw tube I had, on these bolts. And the next thing is I will bring it back over here and see if I totally screwed up. Like this. Alright. See if that makes a difference.
You'll need those bolts.
Oh, that's true. Thank you. Because I've been like, where'd those bolts go? Okay. And so voila. How are they? Are they hot?
Yeah.
Good. So now I have to get underneath there where you can't see. No, I can see. I'm just saying the camera won't. Everybody looks like it's alright. My question would be whether or not I'll be able to get the thing off once I tack those on. Now the back one gets welded to the fender bracket. So it's just a series of studs. But then of course you have that one bad stud, one bad stud, one bad stud, one bad stud. Oh. You don't remember that song? One bad stud. In fact, that's pretty much the lyrics. One bad stud. One bad stud. So now, yeah, was that light still under the car? Do you recall? I guess I should go ahead and get rigged up with the welder. Nice throw. Nice throw. Feel naked. Need a button on my doodad. That one bracket in the one spot there is in the not a very good spot. Looking up the, trying to see if I can find a wiring diagram for the column. Right here it says those next two are key alarms and also corner lamps are the next three. And that's from a Corvette steering column. If that's the case, I don't need them. I wonder if these wires here were opposite the pink and the orange, but they're both ignition. I guess I'll have to try to maybe put an ohm meter on it and then run the key. Go from there. It says the severe heat will end tomorrow, honey.
Yay.
I don't know what that means. I've never seen it go downhill until about October around here. And then that just takes it from the to, you know, you can make it out in the field for a minute or two. Well, that book has never really steered me wrong, so I'm gonna just say if it ain't marked, I probably don't need to know it. Alright. Well, this thing's all cooled off. I probably should do another run on it. I did some hunting for these wire plugs, and I was like, well, shoot. I was having a second guess. Then I even had the plugs, and I was like, well, I'll go out in storage and look. So I went out there and looked, and found one that had the plugs on it in there, but of course it doesn't fit mine, so I had to see why, and if I could alter it and make it fit, which I could, but also some of the wires are in a different spot. I don't know. What's this one in? Which the one on the key is the main switch I need. All right, so looking not too bad. Yeah, I think it's gonna be all right. I'll make another run on it. Probably still going about every couple inches, but this time I'll start filling gaps and then come back around, let it cool, do it again. All right, let that cool that time, and Probably be ready to knock her down with some grind here. Better get used to this position. Oh, I got here. One, I probably should shoot the back of that black. Put some coat of paint on it. Something you can probably help me look around for. There was a short overload spring. It was probably about that long and really thick and fat that I moved somewhere. Oh, here it is. I see it.
Well, that is not anything like what I was looking for.
Oh, it wasn't?
No, when you said spring,
Yeah. Thick.
I'm thinking coil spring.
Oh, damn.
That's why I came to the spring section.
Sorry. I was going through cleaning up the leaf springs, doing my final check on them before setting them up, and just found one crack. So, fortunately enough, I had a spare. I think one I had in the wings. I needed to add more spring to it. So I just got a cutter to match. Set up a new springy dingy. This was a C10 spring, rear spring. Had overloads on it, which was kind of odd. I would have thought for basically a half-ton truck. But maybe the heavy halves or something like that. They got some pretty good thunder going on right now. But it did make the temperature drop, I don't know, about 15 degrees, which is nice. Very, very nice. Alright, so that should be my replacement spring for this cracky-lacky one here. Yep. There we go. I would put some paint on them, but with the humidity that just jumped up through the roof, there's no sense of doing that. Not that it's that big of a deal. I guess I could. I'll just clean this table off. It don't matter what the paint looks like. Ain't nobody gonna see it. It's gonna be between the springs. You know what? I don't think I'll paint. Do need to put a mark on this cracked one so I don't pick it up while I'm using it. Use it for something else, but I don't want to use it for a spring. Set my springs up again. Do. Here. I got stack right. Stack right. Alright, I need to go ahead and cut that one if I want to cut it. What are you putting on that car? Well, doing two things. One is an overload, and the other is a spacer. So this thing is going to be doing two duties. I'm not using it full length, plus these were made to be on a asymmetric rear leaf spring. In other words, from end to end to the center perch was not the same. So what they did was they put the hole in the middle offset. Alright. That's how you put your springs together. You stagger your leaves, put the bolt in, and you tap them. Voila! Okay, now I have a leaf spring with overload. Do something to cut down on the roof. Yeah, it's a rat rod. But alright. We'll let that sit there. We will take a pause. Yeah, we'll give this thing kind of a good coat. cover it from general rust, I guess. And we're gonna go for there. I'm gonna take a coffee break. We'll be back shortly to do some more stuff.
Oh. You okay?
I don't know. If you see blood coming out of it, no, I'm not.
I thought that there was a bag of nuts and stuff
There's
over.
was one up here somewhere. Tranny bolts, flex plate, motor mount, starter, which is something we'll need here shortly.
They don't have the wires you need in the harness?
I don't think so, honey.
Well,
I'm
what
looking.
in the hell?
Well, because the harness is for the fuse panel, not for the run system of the engine. That's all. I don't think they supplied any extra wiring.
I guess my expectations of a wiring harness are off.
Well, it's a fuse panel with wires, not so much every single wire in the car. That's all. I mean, I didn't see anything else in the box. I don't. I need the eyes, baby, not the clamps, so